Hey there and welcome. Talking about the future in English, it can feel like a real puzzle, right? Well, today we're going to solve it together. We're going to make it super simple.
Yeah, does this look familiar? I bet it does. If you've ever gotten stuck just pausing, wondering which one is right, trust me, you are not alone. It's a super common question for English learners. But hey, don't worry about it. By the time we're done here, you are going to know exactly which one to use.
The best way to really get grammar isn't just to read rules. It's to see it in action. So let's do that. We're about to listen to a quick conversation between two people talking about their career plans. Now, as you're listening, try to notice the different ways they talk about the future. See if you can hear the difference between just a sudden idea, a plan they've been thinking about, and a really fixed arrangement.
I've been updating my CV this week. I think I'll apply for a new position soon.
That's exciting. I'm going to start an interview preparation course next month to improve my skills.
Good idea. What are you doing next week? I'm meeting my classmate on Tuesday. We're working on a project about future careers. Nice. The exam is on Friday, so I'm going to study every night.
You'll do well. And after your exam, are you going to apply for that job?
Yes. In fact, I've decided. I'll send my CV this afternoon.
All right, so let's break that conversation down piece by piece. First up, we've got will. Now, I want you to think of will as your light bulb moment future. Ding! It's for a decision that you make right now, totally in the moment. Remember in the conversation when one person just suddenly decided, I'll send my CV this afternoon. That is a perfect example of using will. The key thing to remember here is that there was no plan before that moment. It's brand new. Think about it. The phone rings and you say, I'll get it. You didn't plan to answer the phone, right? It just happened. So that's a spontaneous decision. You're using will perfectly for offers, promises, and any choice you make on the spot. And you know what the best part is? The structure is so simple. It's just will or won't for the negative, plus the basic verb. That's it. I'll call, she won't join, will you attend? See? Super easy.
Okay, moving on to our next one, going to. Now, if will is the light bulb future, I like to call going to the thought bubble future. Why? Because it's for plans and intentions that are already floating around in your head. You've already thought about them before you even start speaking.
So you see the difference? It's not spontaneous like will. Going to shows that you have a plan already. Back in our conversation, the person said, I'm going to start an interview course next month. See? That wasn't a brand new idea. The plan was already in their mind.
Now, for the structure, there is just one little thing you have to remember. You always need the verb to be, so am, is, or are, right before going to. For example, I am going to take. She is not going to change. Or, are you going to apply? You gotta have that to be verb.
And finally, let's talk about our third future form, and this is one you probably already know. It's the present continuous. But when we use it to talk about the future, I want you to think of it as your diary or calendar tense. This is for plans that are locked in, confirmed, and scheduled.
Yeah, this is for stuff that is really happening. You've got a specific time, maybe a place, and usually you've made the plan with another person. Remember from the dialogue, the person said, I'm meeting my classmate on Tuesday. That's not just some vague idea, is it? Nope. That is a fixed arrangement. It's in the diary.
And here's more good news. The structure is exactly the same as when you're talking about something happening right now. It's just the verb to be plus the main verb with ing at the end. The only difference is the context. You're using it to talk about a solid, confirmed future plan.
Okay, so let's put all three of these together now. I think seeing them side by side is where it really clicks and the difference becomes super clear. So just imagine you want to call a friend. Let's watch how a simple little thought can grow into a solid, fixed plan.
So check out the journey of this plan. It starts with just a spontaneous idea, that light bulb moment. I think I'll call my friend. Then that idea turns into an intention, a plan in your head. I'm going to call my friend this afternoon. And finally, you make it official. It becomes a fixed arrangement. I'm meeting my friend at 5 p.m. See how that works? It goes from a light bulb to a thought bubble to an entry in your calendar.
All right, let's wrap this up with a quick final review. Think of this next slide as your personal cheat sheet for talking about the future. It's a really simple way to remember which tool you need for the job.
All you have to do is remember three little keywords: now, head, and diary. Got it? So, If it's a decision you're making now, right this second, use will. If it's a plan that's already in your head, use going to. And if it's a fixed item in your diary, use the present continuous. Now, head, diary. Simple as that.
So, there you have it. 3 totally different tools for talking about the future. Really, it all just comes down to how solid your plan is. Which brings me to one last question for you to think about. What are you doing tonight? Seriously, think about your answer. Is it a head plan or is it a diary plan? Thanks so much for joining me.